Bret Hart, best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. A guy with the total package. I mean, as a wrestler, the total package. He could talk. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, Bret Hart didn't do good promos." He didn't need to. See, here's a guy. Let this be a lesson, one-on-one, right? In wrestling economics. He didn't need to be the greatest talker because his aura talked for him. Look at the guy. I mean, the guy was ripped. Even when he wasn't ripped, he still just was swagged out of this world. See, that's the difference. And that's what I was telling people in the CM Punk video. Like, CM Punk, he not swaggy enough. Like, he don't have the style. He ain't cool enough. So his promo has to be demeaning of others. Bret Hart was just cool. Like, the dude just like I said, he was swagged out of this world. Like, the dude was dripping with swag, man. Like, you couldn't. That's a character. Bret Hart was a character you just can't duplicate. Like I said, the dude wore hot pink and black and made it look cool. He made wearing hot pink and black look cool. Come on, people. Like, even in the videos, that's the clips that y'all see in, like, the promos in this video, right, that I'm making, if you look at it, yeah, he's talking, but it's not about so much you holding on to his words, but he doesn't have to demean. See, the problem is with today's fans of wrestling, or the people who enjoy promos today, y'all don't realize that if a wrestler got that aura, if a wrestler got that swag and it's just cool, everything he says doesn't have to be demeaning to others or a quote unquote pipe bomb to make other people look bad. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that at all. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, oh, he gotta say something that's just gonna shake the crowd or make everybody go, "Oh my God, did he really say that?" Like, no, that's not what Bret Hart had to do. All Bret Hart had to do was talk about his match, talk about his opponent, talk about the obstacles that it was gonna take. Talk about the obstacles that was gonna be in the way of him being victorious. That's all he had to do, and he did it. He did it well. And again, when you got charisma, when you got charisma, when you got swag, when your aura is just that of that guy, like here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about Bret Hart. Bret Hart had an aura of, I'm that guy. Like, I'm that dude. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say to show that I'm not that guy. So when it comes to talking in promos or in segments, he didn't have to do too much because look at him. I'm that guy. Like, what can you really say to me? What can you really do to me that can penetrate my aura? Absolutely nothing. And he showed that every single time he stepped out there. He showed that every single time he stepped out in the ring, every time he was in a segment with somebody else, every time he had to cut a promo. And every one of his promos, when he's standing there by himself talking with no announcer or nobody, like, giving some type of the searching, like, hey, what's going to happen today, Bret Hart? It's just him talking. The camera come on, Bret Hart, like, listen, I'm going up against Papa Shango. Papa Shango is this, he's that, but I'm Bret the Hitman Hart, the excellence of execution. There's no way he can defeat me. This is going to be a match. Like, come on, man. He didn't have to go above and beyond to put people down in his promos. He bigged them up while also telling you how he was going to overcome them. Like, come on, how many people, like, this is what, and again, this is why I said there's a difference between a guy who got it and a guy who didn't have it and had to figure out how to get it. And let's talk about, now mind you, notice we haven't even got to the ring work yet. Now, let's talk about his attire. Bret Hart's attire was what? He had on the traditional, wrestling singlet under his tights, under his pants, under his tights or whatever. And then he had the boots, and he had his elbow pads, and he had his wrist tape. Now, you might say, okay, well, what's so dynamic or exciting about that? Well, you got to think about it, right? His wrist tape was what? Pink. His boots were what? White and black, but it was a white and black pattern that was eye-catching. Like the toe part of the boots were black. That catches your eye because of the dynamic of how it stands out. Then he had the like I said, the singlet was black, and he had the heart on it. Sometimes he had the heart on it. Sometimes the singlet had like paint droppings on it. Sometimes it had strips. It had pink strips on the black singlet. Then on his pants, or his tights, he had, sometimes it was like almost, I don't want to say like satin, but it looked like satin, but it wasn't. That was when he was in his tag team, the Hart Foundation. But then he went to having it where on the side, he had like the somewhat flames, black and white on the side. Like, come on, man, this dude just looked the part. Like, think about it, right? His name was Bret Hart. His name was Bret Hart. First of all, his first name is cool in itself, Bret. How many people do you see or know named Bret? Not many, right? And then his last name is Hart. Listen how it goes together, Bret Hart. That don't sound. Listen, some people, if you say their name, it just sounds like, okay, that's a normal name. His name just sounds like he was meant for some type of superstardom in some type of field. Bret Hart. Now listen to his nickname. Bret the Hitman Hart. Come on, people. Listen to his nickname. Bret the Hitman Hart. The excellence of execution. How do you even come up with that? Bret Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart. The excellence of execution. Listen to the wordplay. Listen to the bars in that. Listen to the play on words. Bret the Hitman Hart. The excellence of execution. Get it? Hitman. Excellence of execution. Come on, people. He's playing on his name with his slogans. He's telling you, I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Arrogance, you can say it's arrogance, or you can say it's just flat out confidence. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart. The excellence of execution. It sounds like you talking about a superhero when you explain. Imagine explaining that to somebody. Oh, what did you do today? Man, I went and met Bret Hart. Bret Hart, who is that? Yeah, Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hitman, yeah, he the excellence of execution. The excellence of execution? Yeah, man, listen, this dude's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Just imagine telling somebody that and they ain't never seen this dude or heard of him. Like, who the heck is that? Like, I gotta meet this guy. I gotta see who this is. And then you show him, you show this dude, he just looked like the Bret. Come on, man. We talking about a dude that looked like a superhero. I can remember the first time I ever seen Bret Hart. I was a kid. My brother got me, I seen him on TV, and I was like, who is this? The dude had on the sunglasses, he had on the jacket, he was walking to the ring. I'm just like, who is that guy? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, race didn't even matter. He just looked at that cool, where I'm like, who is that? And then my brother said, I'm going to get you the action figure. I'm going to get you a Bret Hart action figure. Man, he got me that Bret Hart action figure, man. That almost brought tears in my eyes. And then on the action figure, the box of the action figure, see, they don't make them like how they used to. You had the picture of Bret Hart, and this particular action figure, it was like how, okay, so you know how when he get in the ring, he do the little hand signal gesture. It's like, come on, like, I'm me, like, it's me, Bret Hart. The action figure actually did that. So in the back, you flick the little thing, and his hands went up and down, which was cold. But, yeah, man, Bret Hart, like, listen, the dude, and here's another dude that transcended wrestling. Was on The Simpsons, was in all kind of commercials. even the commercial where the little kid and his father is like in the backstage area, right? And his son sees Bret Hart walking. He says, look, there's Bret Hart. And he says, okay, he has to get ready for his match. We don't want to bother him. And the son like, okay. And then he just go for it. Bret! Then Bret Hart turn around and the camera zoom up all fast, zoom, like go to his face, like, that's so cool. Bret Hart turn around, he turn back around, he walk up to the kid, he take off his glasses, he said, he tell Bret, go get him, champ. He said, go get him, champ. Bret take off his glasses, put his glasses on the kid, and then he said, wow. And Bret walk off, go through the curtains with the light. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Who else had, besides Mean Joe Green in the NFL, who had commercials like that, man? Come on, y'all. We talking about one of the greatest. He's certainly, I give Hulk Hogan title as the greatest because of the impact he had. But Bret Hart is one of the greatest, if not number 2 on that list. He's the best wrestler ever, but he's second best in terms of the greatest. But man, I mean, this dude was just on another level, people. On another level. Notice I ain't even got to the ring work yet. Now, we talking about, okay, he cut the promo. Now, you get to the ring. You walk into the ring. Look how many different styles. Look how, first of all, he was in a tag team with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Another guy playing on words with his name. They were called the Hart Foundation. It's a foundation to this, man. They literally, they let you know this is the foundation of this. This is the foundation of the Hart family. The Hart Foundation. Like, come on, man. Like, these dudes, the Hart Foundation. Like, how do you come up with that name? The Hart Foundation. A tag team. You knew it was real. Now, we get back to Bret Hart as a single wrestler, right? Now, he walks to the ring. He's coming to the ring. He got on the cool, hot pink sunglasses. These ain't your normal sunglasses that you just see every day. Like, this isn't something normal that you just buy from a sunglass store. These sunglasses were like a superpower, a attribute to his superpowers. So he walked into the ring in his sunglasses, and he got on different, and sometimes he walking with different glasses. Like he's walking with different types. He's walking with different types of glasses. I mean, different types of jackets, people. Sometimes he'll have on a leather jacket. Sometimes he'll have on a wool jacket. Sometimes it'll have like the serviceman like tag things on the shoulders. You know what I mean? Like the graduation things or whatever that they have on the graduation hats. He had a whole ones on the shoulder. Like I said, sometimes the jacket will be wool. Sometimes it'll be leather. I mean, the guy was just like, come on, people. So he walking to the ring. He letting people know. He doing his hand gesture, letting people know, yeah, I'm the best. Bret Hart, I'm here. He shaking hands. He get in the ring. He goes side to side to each ring rope, sort of like Hulk Hogan. Front ring rope, back ring rope, over to the right, over to the left, doing his hand gestures. Come on, I'm Bret Hart. Jacket hanging off his shoulder. He's so swagged out. He ain't even got his jacket on all the way. He got it hanging off one shoulder. Like, I'm that cool. Look at my drip. He going to each side of the ropes. Bret Hart doing his hand gesture. I'm Bret Hart. I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Letting you know what is it? What's going on? I'm Bret Hart. This is me. Then after he do that, he go outside the ring, take his glasses, and give it to a kid he gives his glasses to a kid in the stands, in the front row. Shakes their hand, daps them up, daps up their family. Like, I mean, this like I said, people, this is textbook superhero in the form of a wrestler. I mean, this is textbook superhero in the form of a wrestler, people. So not only do fans who a kid that comes there knows, if I go to the show, I'm going to get to see Bret Hart, but if I'm in the front row, I'm also possibly going to get a pair of his glasses. And here's another thing. He also made it known what side, for the most part, he was going to get the glasses out on. Because 9 times out of 10, it was always the same. It was 9 times out of 10, it was always the same side that he was giving the glasses out on. So you knew, okay, chances are if I get a ticket and I sit in the front row, I'm going to get glasses because I'm sitting on this side. Like, come on, man. Like, the dude, and then let's not leave out, okay, now let's get into the wrestling. He had a bevy of wrestling moves. A bevy. He had a bevy, listen to the word I'm using. A bevy of wrestling moves. Like, the dude, his move set was not short of magnificent. From the top rope move, he gave you top rope moves. He gave you technical wrestling moves. And then his finisher was just that. Like, listen to the name of his finisher, people. Like, just like Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamania leg drop. Listen to the power within the name of the finisher. The name of his finishing move was the sharp shooter. I mean, listen to the play on words, people. The name of his finisher was called the sharp shooter. A submission hold that you couldn't get out of. A submission hold that if he put you in the middle of the ring, your legs are wrapped around his, and he torques your knees around his knees and pulls back on your lower back, sits back on your lower back in the middle of the ring. So the only thing that's available for you is your hands. But once he sits back and is completely sitting down on your lower back, you can't use your upper body strength. You can try, but you're in the center of the ring, and there's so much torque on the center and the lower half of your back. Only thing that's available to you is your arms. And if you're in the center of the ring, 9 times out of 10, you have no other choice but to tap. I mean, this is textbook superhero. And think about this also, people. Think about the payoff to this move. You have a long, grueling match, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, 30-minute match. And the superhero in this scenario, which was Bret Hart, puts on his finisher. And you know if this finisher got put on somebody, they weren't going to be able to get it. So you cheer like crazy once he's able to apply this finisher. You cheer like crazy because you know 9 times out of 10 he was going to win, because it wasn't a move he put on in the middle of the match and didn't win. You knew if he went to this move, 9 times out of 10 the match was going to be over, and that brought in the cheer and the celebration. And once he got the person to tap, here's the thing, Bret Hart didn't win a lot of matches by pinfall. Most of his matches came by submission, which in itself is crazy, because most people finishing moves determine a 1, 2, 3 pin. He was so cerebral and so out of this world as a character that his finishing move caused you to tap, literally submit to him. Bret the Hitman Hart, the excellence of execution, finishing move, the sharp shooter. Like, people, this is textbook storytelling in itself before you even get to the wrestling. The storytelling with him, listen to his name, Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart. The excellence of execution, of the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Like, everything before you even got to the ring was just that textbook. Like, come on, people. Come on. Not to mention that he could be a villain. But remember, Bret Hart started out as a villain. Bret Hart wasn't a good guy starting out. As part of the Hart Foundation, he was a villain. His tag team was a villain tag team. Then they became baby faces. Then he became a baby face as a single wrestler. Then he became a heel as well. Then he went right back to being a baby face. One of the only wrestlers who it literally works. And you couldn't see people like Stone Cold, you know, they say, a lot of people hated his heel run in 01, what was it, late 2000 to 01. A lot of people hated his heel run because it just wasn't part of, like, they didn't believe that being a part of his character, the cowardly heel, you know, because they were so used to him being a bad egg. But with Bret Hart, he was able to go from heel to babyface. He was listening to this transition. He was able to go from heel as a wrestler, as a tag wrestler, to a babyface as a tag wrestler, to a babyface as a single wrestler, to a heel as a single wrestler, to a babyface again as a single wrestler. Also, while being in different types of groups. Like I said, he went from a tag team to a singles wrestler, to being in a stable, to being a single wrestler again, to also changing wrestling promotions, going from being a single wrestler, a tweener, to a heel, to a babyface, a tag team champion, a babyface, world champion, United States champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, WCW World Heavyweight champion, WWE World WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion. Like the guy was just elite, people. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart.